When it comes to wanting big, strong shoulders, you have to understand the anatomy of the deltoid. When it comes down to the deltoid, there's 3 different muscles that make it up. You have the front delt, or the anterior, the lateral delt, and the rear delt. Oftentimes, when people want to strengthen their shoulders, they just start shoulder pressing. And although the shoulder press is a great exercise for the front delt, they often neglect their lateral and their rear delt, which can cause problems like rounding of the shoulders due to overdeveloped front delts. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to properly hit all 3 heads of the deltoid and to give you that rounded 3D delt look that you've always wanted. So starting off with the front delt, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the traditional shoulder press. So I'm going to show you a great variation to that exercise called the Z press, which is going to put a huge emphasis on your core. So starting off, we're going to be sitting down on the ground, eliminating our legs from the equation, putting more of an emphasis on our core. Posture is key with this exercise, so I want your legs fully extended, back is going to be completely straight. We're going to brace that core and bring our chest up. I want you to think about pressing your hamstrings into the ground when we're doing this exercise. My wrists are going to be completely straight, and my elbows are going to be tucked directly underneath the bar. Starting from the top of our chest, we're going to press directly overhead and go into that press. Again, do not slouch and do not lean back when we're doing this exercise. We want to be as upright as possible, bracing that core, pressing directly overhead. And that is how you perform the Z press for the front delts. Now when it comes to the lateral delts, this is the biggest portion of the deltoid, so it's important that we give it the proper attention. I'm going to show you the Y raise, which is a great exercise to hit that lateral delt, and you could either do it on cables or with dumbbells. Now when we're doing this exercise with cables, we're going to start with our hands crossed over. Good posture again, so chest is coming up. I'm retracting those shoulder blades. Arms fully extended. I do not want any bend in the elbows. Now what I want you to think about is getting your fists and driving them back to the wall behind you, coming up in that shape of a Y. Slow and controlled the entire time, driving the fists back, coming up in that Y raise. And that is how you perform the Y raise with the cables. If you don't have access to the cables, or if you prefer dumbbells, we could also do it on the bench. We're going to perform this exercise with our chest supported. Having our chest supported is going to make the exercise more stable. The more stable we are, the more weight we can lift, thus recruiting more motor units. So we're going to start by having our chest draped over the top of the bench. I'm locking my shoulders into place, pressing my chest against the bench. I'm coming up in that Y raise, and I'm stopping parallel to the ground. I don't want you to go any higher than that. Slow and controlled the entire time. A common mistake is swinging the weights. So make sure we're controlling it on the way up and on the way down. Another thing I want you to focus on is to not shrug the weight when we come up. I want you to keep your traps suppressed, keep them down, no shrugging. And I also want you to keep your palms down the entire time. Sometimes clients rotate their wrists and go out this way. So keep the palms down. Come up into that Y raise. And that is how you perform the Y raise with the dumbbells. Now when it comes to the rear delts, we're going to keep the same exact setup, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite exercises called the incline dumbbell skiers. So same setup, grabbing the dumbbells, draping the sternum over the top of the bench. Arms are going to be locked into place. But now I want you to think about getting your fists and driving them back at a 45-degree angle. Slow and controlled. Make sure we're not swinging that weight on the way up or the way down. Keep the arms straight, don't bend the elbows. And you will feel that rear delt light up. So hopefully now you have a better understanding of how to properly hit the deltoid in all three heads. So now that you have this knowledge, go out and give these exercises a try.